So with that, let's start with the very first one. So Sue, what do you see? Lifestyle. Lifestyle is something I've got to figure out. And you've talked about this a little bit, already touched on it. What am I going to go do once my kind of last day at the office, hypothetically occurs? What are the common challenges you see with construction owners when they're figuring out what lifestyle they want in retirement?
It's funny. The issue here tends to be what you think you wanted was really not very well thought out, right? It was an idea. A lot of people say, well, I just want to play more golf. Okay, have you really played that much golf, and do you really like golf? And do you really want to spend 7 days a week playing golf? And some people do, some people don't. But a lot of it is, the challenge is that the owners haven't done much living, depending on how long they've been in the industry, how heavy they were in the company, what their hierarchy looks like. Do they have directors or vice presidents or managers below them that can help to make the organization run? If you've got a manager, if you have an owner that is in a very flat organization, and that organization has virtually everyone reporting to them, chances are that owner trying to figure out their lifestyle in retirement is going to be gut-wrenching, because they have not, maybe they did like to golf, they haven't in years. They want to travel, but they don't know where they want to travel. They don't have really anybody to travel with. All of their friendships are more professional than personal. They want to be integrated into the industry when they retire, yet they haven't been on any boards or worked with any committees or any associations or dealt, legislatively with things that they were talking about. So the hardest thing is looking at it and saying, what is it that you're passionate about? If it's passionate about that you've talked forever and you've even looked into and done some research on that you want to drive a taco truck, then that's what you should be doing some research on. If it's that you used to love skiing, then you should start now and start skiing a couple, 2-3 times a winter, once a month, starting to get back into it and go, is this really something I want to do? The more you can figure out what it is you want to do, you will now know the money you're going to need to fund that. But once you figure out what it is you want to do, you'll begin to do more of that. And as you do more of that, you'll see that as an owner, you'll start to surround yourself, if you haven't already, you'll start to surround yourself with people in the organization that now fit into a more easily worked organization, right? Where that maybe new manager you put into place, you're not having everybody report to you. Now only half the people are reporting to you, but you have made some changes in your work environment that now allow you to continue to figure out the lifestyle you want in retirement. But most people look at retirement, again, in dollars and cents. Do I have enough money to retire? That is not what typically the problem is. It's getting to, what do I want to do? How involved do I want to be? How much volunteering do I want to do? And do I have a cause, an organization, an association that I am just passionate about? Whether that's rescue animals, whether that's, construction legislation in your state, whatever that is. But it is trying to figure that out by dabbling back in it and spending more and more time and scheduling, frankly, more and more time doing it, right? Don't just say you're going to do it. You actually have to start scheduling in your day, in your week, in your month, so that you can figure out what it is that you want to do. So I've seen it many, many times. I actually went through some of it myself. I retired once, and that just, I did not have a plan. my financial plan was fine, but my actual lifestyle plan was just not, it just wasn't working. So I went back to work and then retired, I guess from there kind of retired again. And now I'm actually getting the chance to work in the things that I think are interesting, right? Again, helping contractors, working with individual contractors is the most fun I've had. And you can really see results when you're helping them to, lift their head up and see a larger picture. So that's how I'm figuring out my lifestyle in retirement. Would have been nice if I would have had somebody there a little earlier to help me think those things through. But I'm working my way through it. So I don't know, David, have you seen anything different, or those kind of the same things?
Well, I'll just talk about, Sue, how you've helped me out in that, and I love some of the things that you talked about there. And so one of the things, I'm very busy. I have a long time in front of me before I'm planning to go hang up my coat for even my first retirement. But it's interesting that figuring out what you really want to go do, and I think that what was important is that you helped me separate a feeling of something that I might want to go do, where you kind of make a commitment towards that. Like one of the things Eileen, my wife, and I wanted to go do was live closer to downtown, and so we could walk out to to eat, to breweries, to wineries. There's a lot of wine tasting or wineries in the area. And that's something that we wanted to go do, but we had to look back and say, do you actually do that? And the answer is no. And we could come up with all kinds of reasons, like I travel a lot, I'm busy, and all those things. And so we've made a commitment this year, kind of like you mentioned, Sue, to give it a try. We're saying, okay, we're gonna 3 nights a week. We're gonna find a way, by hook or by crook, to go out and meet new people and into the downtown area and everything like that, and find out, do we really actually like that lifestyle? Is it worth us building our forever home in that area? And so, yeah, I think you're right. You've got to run some experiments on it, which is important. And like you said, it took you 3 tries. Not from the financial planning side, because that's the easy part, but it took you 3 tries to go figure out, what do you really, really love to go do? And I think that actually.
Right. Yeah.
Are
you in love with the thing you're doing, or are you in love with the idea of doing that thing? And they're 2 totally different things completely. So you're right. Going out and trying them, you find out, I don't really like this. I like the idea of this, but it may or may not be for you.
Yeah, and that I've found invaluable in talking through that with you, and actually another one of our senior consultants, Raymond Braswell, I've spent some time talking to him, and he said, I totally did that. My wife and I, we lived in a downtown area, and it was fantastic. We love our farm, though. We love being 30 minutes outside of town, and we love just the 2 of us being alone together. And those are the things that you really have to go think about. And what do you really love for a lifestyle in your retirement? But you got to run some experiments, because it's hard to sit there when you're working 60 hours a week and you're totally focused on building the business. It's hard to go, just think about what you're going to do. So that actually dovetails perfectly into our next question, which is that,